Video games. What's up, YouTube? It's Unruoolie, and I'm here with a solo review of Thor Love and Thunder. So there will be a Yo Video Games review coming up soon, but I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts and so forth like that. But make sure to tune into Yo Video Games, where me and the dudes also go and jump in on the movie. First, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right out the bat. Like, without any spoilers, this movie was okay. I was entertained, but it was just okay. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, Thor Ragnarok to me was like Anchorman 1. It was great. It was funny. It didn't, it was like a perfect kind of storm. Thor Love and Thunder was like Anchorman 2. And if you know what I mean, it's just like, where Anchorman 1 was just funny and it just hit and it was like a natural funny. And then the sequel comes out and we have to do it more. We have to do what we did in the first one, but more and more and more. And that's what Thor felt like, right? Thor Love and Thunder felt like they had to do more Thor Ragnarok, but more funny. And it was just to the point I was just like, can we, okay, I get it. All right. But there was some people laughing in the theaters and there was a few laughs and so forth like that. But for the most part, I'm just like, I will say the absolute best part of this film was Christian Bale as Gore. Absolute best part. Whenever he was in there doing what he did, it was amazing. He was one of the best MCU villains, right? And what was great about him, he's not this giant hulking guy. He's not like, this big menacing dude. He's just a creepy, scary looking guy. And my main thing is I really wish they would have toned down some of the expositions and like the past stuff that they talk about and put more scenes of him doing things, right? If there was a director's cut, I'd love to see him doing more stuff in the film, right? But yeah, with that said, it's just, yeah, I wanted to see more Gore. He was best, but equally he was like my favorite part of the movie, one of the best villains in the MCU, up there, but the thing is, he was not there for a lot. What else can I say about it without spoiling the movie? Oh, and one thing is, it feels like Thor goes back to being Thor from Thor 1, right? Where, by the time this is his fourth movie and he's been in, the Avengers, it would seem like, he's spent a good amount of time with humans, so he should learn a little bit, more humanity and being more like, hey, but it seems like he just goes almost back to Thor 1 in this film. So yeah, other than that's my quick review. Spoiler talk, if you want, we can talk a bit about spoilers. So yeah, I mean, this review is going to be pretty short, so we're going to go in spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there was too much comedy in this film. And I think there was a lot of, they were playing on the love story and then they were doing all this stuff to catch you up on the love story. And I'm like, man, I wish we could cut that out and just put in more of this character. Granted, the few times that it was in made him more menacing, but he equally could have been menacing if he was in the film more, if we could have seen him, kill some more gods and stuff like that. It would have been great because his Christian Bale's performance in this film was amazing. One thing that I do like, we get to see a lot more mythic stuff that goes on in this universe and everything like that. We get to see eternity, which is pretty awesome, and that's one thing I really like about the new generation of Marvel. Because granted, in the early phases, it was no magic, no mystical stuff, none of that. And now, we're getting to the parts where we're seeing crazy stuff like the 70s and 80s and 90s versions of Marvel comics, where you get just insanity. But I just like, what the Rock guy was just always just quib after quib, you know, and it was just like it seemed like, look, I love Taika Waititi as a director. He's fantastic, but I think since Thor Ragnarok was like so good, they're like, dude, just go nuts, go at it, just be yourself. And I think it was like too much of the, you know, wild style of his, and it's just, the movie didn't take itself serious only in the parts where gore came out. But man, the scenes. Oh, and speaking of that, I said it in my I said it on a tweet. Man, he looked like Quan Chi, and he, you know, it really felt like he was Quan Chi with his dark shadow powers and stuff like that. I really wish, dude, I really wish we could have a Quan Chi in the next Mortal Kombat movie that was played as well as Gore was, because man, he just nailed it, right? He was scary, he was creepy, you know, his powers looked cool, and I'm like, man, like, put this guy in the next Mortal Kombat movie. But other than that, like, it was cool. You know, the setup for the next film looks cool, but other than that, I can't even. It was barely, like, the thing that would make it a 6 is legit Christian Bale. You can really sympathize with his character, and you can just be like, yeah, damn, okay, you know, he's got a vendetta, but it's kind of right. But other than that, like, I could barely. It was like a 5.8. It was almost a 6, and I think it's just. It's like, you know, I had to watch it without my young one, but it was like, I'd watch it again, man, but I'd be like, oof, you know, it's not something I would immediately want to watch twice. Like, I watched it once, I'm like, okay, cool. But other than that, guys, that's it. Like, should you watch it? I mean, if you love Marvel stuff, yeah, you know, I think it's great. I mean, this could tie into the overall major Marvel universe. I mean, right, they're like, both of the end credit scenes don't really tie in, but some, you know, I don't know, they may tie in the future, but I think they almost just kind of tie into the next movies. But so, you know, that's like, most of the time I go to the Marvel movies, I'm like, hey, if I'm not interested, I want to see the after credit scene. I want to see what they're building up to sometimes, right? Like, if I'm not that excited for the movie, what is it building up to? I want to know. So that's why I mainly wanted to watch Thor. But, you know, we're in spoiler land, but so that doesn't really give you that. But other than that, you know, hey, if you watch all the Marvel movies, yeah, you might like, you know, go ahead, watch it. Some people, yeah, you'll like it, you know. But to me, it was almost like, yeah, it was just like, you're trying to catch the lightning in the bottle. Like, you just, I think just got to tone it down a bit. Like, the film doesn't need to be. The film was literally 80% quippy comedy, 20% like, oh, kind of serious. But all right, chat, that's it for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you in the Yo Video Games review, and we'll discuss it more there. So make sure to check that out as well. Peace.